Good morning. As we enjoy our late breakfast, we're going to be starting on
my headers.
But also I kind of want to change up the style of the videos. Like we don't really want to do vlog style anymore. It's very time consuming stuff and nobody's watching, so it's like we'll wait till we're, you know, a little bit higher up there before people start to actually want to watch them.
We'll do them occasionally, but for now we're just going to post whenever we do something to our car pretty much.
Yeah, it's whether it's repairs, tutorials, or maintenance or parts installs. So the premise of this video is going to be mainly to showcase the difference between stock and aftermarket headers. These guys are going to go bye-bye. So I also want to talk about the fact that they don't really make good headers for this car because it's meant to be boosted. No one's going to be doing a real NA build on this car. This is purely just, I just want my car to sound better. Maybe pick up like a little bit of low-end torque or something like that. So these are the headers we got. I think they were like 120 bucks, 140 bucks or something. These ones are by God Snow. I don't know, man. I've never heard of that brand before, but let's just hope that all goes well. I mean, this threw me off at first. These welds right here, they're not fully all the way around, so I was like, oh shit, they're gonna leak. But then I looked on the inside and they do have welds all the way throughout the inside as well. All I'm trying to say is don't expect that this is gonna be like perfect. I do have drill bits. There's a good chance that we are gonna have to drill out these holes bigger so that it can all fit, because it might not fit straight. But if it works, then we'll see how it goes.
Okay guys, so we're doing my headers right now and I only have a muffler delete currently, so I'm going to show you before and after. So this is the before.
Okay, first things first, we're going to be removing this intake piping right here along with that hose there, and then now you're going to get access to these bolts right there. Now the second thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove the O2 sensor plugs. They are right here and right here. They're right next to each other. All you got to do is press down on that and then wiggle the connector out. Don't yank on it too hard because you might risk yanking the wires out. Okay, so right down here there's three 15mm bolts and nuts. Go ahead and break all those three loose and then take the bolts out.
Okay, my grand opinion about the bolts on the bottom, it took us like an hour and a half to take off three stupid little bolts. They were rusted, they were cross-threaded, so the previous owner, he had whoever replaced his cat, like he gave me the paper for it, it was brand new, effed it up really bad because they're all crossed and that was not fun for us. So
luckily these are all good.
That's why I'm slowly doing everything I can. That way I know who did it last, and it's also starting to rain, so it's literally gonna get any more perfect.
Well, gosh darn it, we've been bamboozled. There's my Lexus over there. Ooh, that bumper's looking good. We're just gonna take a brief intermission here, wait for the rain to pass. This next part's pretty self-explanatory. You're just gonna want to take off all the bolts. Go ahead and crack them loose in like a star, like a similar to a star pattern. Crack them loose first, and then once they're all cracked loose, then you can take them all off. So don't break one, take that off completely, move on to the next. You know what I mean. So it was tricky. You're gonna have to do a little bit of twisting and pulling and lifting. It's better with two people. But next you're gonna want to get a 22mm wrench or a 7/8, and that's how you're gonna be taking off the O2 sensors. But number one thing, never take them out cold. Always get yourself a torch. The reason is you could damage the O2 sensor, so always heat it up. It doesn't have to be glowing red, but just enough to get them loose. Alright guys, so you're gonna want to be torching just around the bung, right where the threads are. This is always easier with two people. Alright, so we've gone ahead and put the new sensors inside of the headers, and this actually, by my surprise, these actually do just slide right on. Look at that. With no modification needed. They'll go right on. How cool.
This one won't.
Alright, I stand corrected with the no modification. If you see right down there, watch your hand. See right down there by the motor mount, and actually they'll touch, so it won't even go on straight. So what we had to do was we marked off, like put a piece of tape on the motor mount where it touches. When it comes off, you get to see where it marks on, and then just bang it in with a hammer a little bit. We just used a regular hammer like that. It was no big deal, but I did heat it up a little bit to make the metal more malleable. Okay, so there is one thing down here that I didn't get to record. You see that bolt right up there in the top corner? What I had to do is I had to loosen the 2 bolts that are connected to the transmission down there and remove that bracket. And then in order to get this all to line up, I only left 1 bolt in there because it just didn't line up. But it's okay, because at least 1 bolt is in there holding that up, and you don't want to remove that bracket because you don't want the whole entire weight of the exhaust sitting right here on the engine. But man, is that looking good. That does look so good. I cannot wait to hear this thing start up.
I know.
And so same idea, you're going to want to go in a star pattern because this is under tension right now since that bracket's right there. It doesn't fit right. Like I said, this is eBay. It doesn't fit right, so just be careful with what you do. When you go to tighten it, tighten 1 and then the furthest one away, and then the furthest one away from that, and then furthest one, and back and forth. And the next part's pretty self-explanatory. Once we've got all of these torqued, they don't need to be very tight. Something around 30 foot-pounds is just fine. Go ahead and put your intake tubing back on, and this thing is almost ready to start. You excited?
Yes.
Struggling over there a little bit. All right, so one thing I didn't also point out is that we got unlucky. One of our O2 sensors was really tough to get out, and that right there is why. So whoever did this last cross-threaded it and then just sent it on. I've gone ahead and snipped the end off the connector here so that I can just use it this open. So we're just gonna leave it just like that. Are you ready to start this thing?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I cannot wait to hear what it's gonna sound like. Louder than it was, yeah. Not too bad. Drift it?
No. You had your chance. I already did.
Wait, pull over really quick. Go. Okay, let's go.
They're worth it. I think it's worth it. It wasn't as loud as I wanted, but it's a lot louder and it pops, so I'm satisfied. So.
Yep. Now that there's 2 less cats, it's gonna pop a lot more. But it could be louder. All we need to do is remove another cat, a resonator, the muffler that's on there right now.
Probably not my resonator, because right now it does not sound raspy. Like, it doesn't sound like Civic vibes, and a lot of ISs can.
Yeah,
so,
if you straight pipe an IS, it 100% sounds like a Civic.
Yeah,
it's awful.
And that's what I don't want, so this is probably a good middle ground.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching, and also, we got turbo videos coming for this car. This one's getting a turbo kit. Stay tuned for that. I don't know when, probably next month, maybe. We'll see. Thanks, guys. That Lexus couple